Hello everyone and welcome. Today I'm bringing you a Enel profile. Somebody did ask for it. I do put in the God RT asleep, you know, that's pretty funny. Somebody asked for it for my Whitebeard video, which I'll put right up here. And yeah, let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's make this a little quick. I do want to say before, I did recently just change this list. I'm going to be testing it this week, but I didn't want to post that changed list until I get some games in. But hopefully I can get some of those in. So first, we have Enel, the leader. His effect is on opponent's turn. When your number of life hits 0, you can add one card from the top of your deck to your life. Then you get to discard a card. Well, you don't get to, but you discard a card. And yeah, but a good thing to know is that the discarding is actually not like required. So if you have no cards in hand, you could still gain the life. So we'll just put them to the side for now. And let's start with the Tushura. I played Tushura, but I am going to change him to 4. I think he's actually really needed. He's just like so good, and it actually gives you like a turn 1 play for when you're going first. After that, we play the searchable 2K counters, which will be the Konus and the Satoris. Most of the time, you just search this off of Shura just to have 2K counter. And then for these guys, this is really just dependent on board state. So you can play it from hand. Most of the time you'll only play off a trigger. And it's just like, I don't know, this card, I love it because it's a free 5k body. But on the other hand, like I have to trash a card. So again, you have to just assess the situation on like how you're feeling about that turn when he pops up in life. And then the best 2k counter in the deck, Beige. Love this card. It will save you games, give you more turns, and you know, just a really, really solid card. But going into like the triggers, I want to go ahead and go over the triggers in this deck. So I play for the blocker Sanji. Again, same thing with the Satori. Discarding a card to play them sometimes just feels bad, especially in the end game. But to supplement that, we also do the 4 Shirahoshis, which this card is Graceful Charity on legs. Draw 3, trash 2. Love this card. I do want to cut it down to 1 because sometimes just seeing it too much is just not good, and I end up using it for a 1k counter. Then let's go into the, I guess, your mid-range plays, what you're really setting up for. So when you go second, you really want to be able to pull off the Ohm and Holy/Holly, however you want to say it. Holly in English, Holy in Japanese. You really want this package, especially against Sakazuki. If you can pull this off, and they don't have the Lucci to clear this, I mean, they really can't even clear this with the Lucci, and if they do, you always follow it up with a good old Gadatsu. So just a little play that you guys might have been seeing if you do watch like Enel games. Usually Enels don't swing at life the first turn they can against 4 life decks, specifically Sakazuki. Because if you leave Sakazuki with 4 life, you can pop their Lucci or their 4-cost play the turn they drop it. Same thing with Purple Luffy. It's like really scary to decide on what you want to do because they're going to burn the life anyway. So sometimes the Gadatsus aren't really needed and they're more 1k counters. A little like flex spot that I had like 2 open spots in the deck, is the Rush Katakuri. I really like this card, but I don't know if it's needed because I'll get into it actually in the next part. So let's see, let's move over to like your boss drops. So I am running some 7 costs. I run 1 Lin, and then I run 3 7-cost Enels. This is where I was talking about. I could just drop this and drop one of these and just go another Enel, because I also only have 3 Katakuri. So I think in my final testing, I think I'm going to do this ratio with these guys. It's because I don't have a 4th Katakuri. Pretty expensive card. Yeah, I think if you have another Katakuri, you can just drop one of the rush ones and then just replace this with Enel. This card is good, but it's weird. So most of the time your opponent is going to burn life, and if you want to be able to do a Gadatsu play later, them dropping a life kind of makes it harder, and then you just kind of lose it. To round it all off, the best card in the deck, the thing you play for and base all of your gameplay around, is this Yamato. So when you have this Yamato in hand, 1 to 2 is going to change like how you play the whole game. So if you don't open any of these, you kind of just play a regular game of One Piece of trying to just kill your opponent. But if you draw these, you go into like starve mode. You start trying to starve your opponent out. You go down to 1 life as fast as you can because you do not care as long as you have this Yamato. That's like the kind of thing about this deck is this bases how you play. The more you see, the longer the game is going to go for your opponent, and they're going to hate it. This card keeps you alive, it pops things, it's a big tempo play in your favor every time. It's the equivalent of dropping the 10-drop Big Mom in Katakuri. It's just, it gives you another turn and your opponent just hates to see it. Then we go into the events. We have 3 Amarus. This card is amazing. I would run 2, but I do want to see it in my life sometimes. It's just fun to trigger this, and then your opponent gets triggered because you just healed. And then if you have no life, you heal too. It's crazy. And then the other is Thunderbolt. This card, I ran it at 4, ran it at 3, now I'm on 2, and I think I'm going to drop it completely. This card existing is enough for your opponent to play around. They will be scared that you have this even if you don't run it, because they don't know. Like, some people run, some people don't. I want to just like drop it completely because I don't see it in life often enough where it's game changing where they're not already playing around it. And if I ever need to like KO a blocker against like black, for example, I'm not going to be able to if it's a Sabo or Borsalino. I can only pop a Rebecca, and again, if they drop the Sabo the turn before, it doesn't do anything. But Amaru, this card will still rest them. The only thing it doesn't rest is the Sabo. I mean, I'm going to swing through 1 blocker with a 9 cost, so that's going to take care of the Sabo anyway, you know? And usually they only bounce like, they go Rebecca into Hina, or they'll put a 2k in hand, and then they'll drop a Borsalino with the other 4, or they'll drop a Sabo with 5, and then they'll have 1 Don left, and they used all their Don to produce 2 blockers, and then I'm just going to rest the Rebecca, swing large with a Yamato, take care of 1 blocker, and then I get to choose if I'm going to end the game there or not. And if I am going to end the game, I just keep going at face. And if I'm not going to end the game, I'm going to drop a Katakuri, swing at their life a bunch, and try to kill their Rebecca as well. So the Samaru is just way more versatile, and plus it's an 8k on your leader. And it turns any of your weenies that you run in the deck, like Shirahoshi, into a 3k, turns Shura into a 5k. This card, I love it. I don't want to run 4 though because it can get bricky, and you're already running a bunch of non-counter cards. But yeah, that's basically it for the profile. It's a pretty simple profile. If I had to make changes though, I would cut this, and I would add this. I would drop 1 Shirahoshi to add in another Shura, and then somehow I would fit in these other cards somehow. I think this is just better than this in most cases. And then Shirahoshi is just like another searcher, kind of. It's like your Yamato searcher pseudo, but this can keep you alive like longer, I guess. And then I just want a 4th one because I want to have a turn 2 play to find that Holy package quicker. And I want to fit these in. It's a tight deck, but I'd probably do this. And then, I don't know, drop like a Sanji. This. I think these are the changes I would make to the deck. So we drop a Shirahoshi, we'll drop these 3, and then yeah, put these guys in. I think this ratio will just be more consistent. Yes, the Shirahoshi is good and the Big Mom is good. I don't know. The Big Mom is really good, but it being like your opponent's choice is what makes this, like, kills this card for me. If you guys enjoyed and liked the deck profile and tried out, let me know. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know if Enel is your favorite leader or not. This is the deck I'm gonna try like focusing more time on, but it's hard to drop Purple Luffy. I love that deck. But yeah, you guys have a good one, and peace.